Chelsea exclusive breaking news. Enzo Maresca's crazy Chelsea crisis versus Liverpool after Cole Palmer update. Subscribe to our channel to get daily Chelsea breaking news and analysis through voice. Listen to the news and let us know what kind of news you want in the comments. Let's get started. Enzo Maresca's Chelsea reign is barely into its early chapters, yet already the Italian coach finds himself staring down a problem that even he has labeled crazy. The fixture list has presented Chelsea with Liverpool, one of the fiercest and most punishing opponents in English football, at precisely the moment when squad balance, fitness updates, and tactical reshuffles are dominating his every decision. And into this equation comes the latest twist involving Cole Palmer, the man who has emerged as Chelsea's unexpected talisman, their creative conductor, and perhaps the most important player in the team's battle for identity under Maresca. The Palmer update has been seismic. After whispers about his availability and minor concerns raised in training, it appears Chelsea are walking a tightrope with the forward's fitness. Palmer has been carrying a knock but is desperate to play. For a coach like Maresca, who builds his system around technical precision, intelligent movement, and quick transitions, missing his brightest spark against a Liverpool side known for chaos and intensity is more than just an inconvenience. It is a tactical nightmare. Maresca's philosophy relies heavily on midfielders and forwards drifting between lines, breaking opposition presses, and maintaining composure under pressure. Palmer, more than any other Chelsea player, has shown the ability to handle these moments. He has the calmness to drop deep and knit play together, the imagination to slide passes into runners, and the composure in front of goal to punish mistakes. Without him, Chelsea looked mechanical, predictable, a side caught between ambition and execution. Yet the real crazy problem is not simply Palmer's availability, it is what his presence or absence does to the entire structure of Maresca's blueprint. Liverpool are not a side you face without clarity. Jurgen Klopp's men feast on hesitation, thrive on turnovers, and suffocate teams who lack identity. Chelsea have been learning Maresca's patterns for months, but they are not yet second nature. Remove Palmer from that system and the domino effect begins. Raheem Sterling is forced wide without the option to drift centrally. Nicholas Jackson is isolated. Conor Gallagher must push higher than he prefers, and Enzo Fernandez finds himself overburdened with responsibility. The question Chelsea face is whether to risk Palmer from the start or to hold him back and reshape entirely. Starting him risks aggravating his knock, but omitting him could hand Liverpool control of the game before Chelsea even settle. The irony is that Palmer is the kind of player who thrives against Liverpool's style. He does not panic when pressed, he welcomes challenges, and he has already proven that he can decide matches with moments of brilliance. Maresca's tactical challenge goes deeper. His Leicester team last season were dominant because they could dictate rhythm. At Chelsea, however, rhythm is dictated as much by opposition power as by his players' capacity. Liverpool will attempt to drag Chelsea into a basketball match, one end to the other, transitions upon transitions. Palmer is Chelsea's release valve, the man who turns chaos into control. Without him, Chelsea risks drowning in the very waves Klopp's side thrive upon. The crazy part, as Maresca described in private conversations and hinted at publicly, is that a club of Chelsea's stature should not be so dependent on one individual. Yet reality bites. For all the spending, all the new faces, and all the tactical diagrams, Chelsea remain a young side still learning its voice. Palmer, signed almost as an afterthought for Manchester City, has become the voice, the compass, the unexpected captain of Chelsea's resurgence. It is both a blessing and a curse for Maresca. Liverpool, meanwhile, have their own complications, but they come armed with experience. Mohamed Salah, Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz, they thrive against uncertain backlines. For Chelsea to stand a chance, they must keep their heads clear, but the Palmer question clouds everything. Maresca could turn to alternatives, perhaps giving more responsibility to Mykhailo Mudryk, but his inconsistency is well documented. Armando Broja offers physicality, but not the link play. Even a tactical switch to three midfielders, with Fernandez and Moises Caicedo anchoring Gallagher ahead of them, still lacks that cutting edge Palmer uniquely provides. This is why Maresca's situation feels almost paradoxical. He wants a team built on system, not stars. He speaks often about the collective, about automatisms and shared responsibility. And yet, in the biggest test of his Chelsea career to date, all eyes turn to the availability of one man. A crazy situation indeed, and one that underlines how modern football often betrays even the most meticulous of philosophies. If Palmer plays, Chelsea have belief, shape, and a puncher's chance against Liverpool. If he doesn't, then Maresca must conjure something unexpected. Perhaps Raheem Sterling rolling inside, perhaps Gallagher tasked with running beyond Jackson, perhaps even Fernandes playing closer to goal. Each idea carries risk. Each represents an improvisation that Maresca would prefer to avoid. But football rarely waits for systems to mature. Tests arrive suddenly, and Maresca has been handed one of the sternest of all. Beyond the tactical board, there is also the emotional weight. Palmer has become a cult figure among Chelsea supporters, not only because of his goals, but because of his attitude. Calm, cheeky, unflappable, he represents what fans want Chelsea to be, fearless in big moments. Stripping him out of the lineup against Liverpool would feel, to many, like removing Chelsea's heartbeat. Stamford Bridge has long craved heroes, and in Palmer, they have found one. Maresca must weigh that psychological dimension as well as the physical and tactical. Liverpool will sense the uncertainty. Jurgen Klopp is a master of turning pressure points into weapons, and he will urge his players to swarm Chelsea's weaklings. If Palmer is missing, expect Liverpool to target the areas where Chelsea struggle to progress the ball, forcing mistakes and capitalizing ruthlessly. It is not just about Palmer's goals. It's about the fear he removes from his teammates by giving them an outlet. What makes this crazy problem so symbolic is that it illustrates the growing pains of Maresca's Chelsea project. Building a side is never straightforward, and dependence on key figures is natural in the early stages. Over time, Chelsea will need more leaders, more consistent performers, more Palmers. But right now, there is only one Palmer, and his condition ahead of Liverpool could define the entire narrative of Maresca's opening months. Chelsea supporters are left waiting, desperate for clarity. Some cling to optimism, hoping Palmer's knock is minor and that he will stride out to face Liverpool with his usual swagger. Others brace for disappointment, fearing a lineup stripped of its star power and a long afternoon chasing red shirts. The truth is that Maresca must make a call that could shape not only the match, but also his relationship with the Chelsea faithful. Too cautious, and fans accuse him of timidity. Too bold, and a re-injury could derail months of planning. Whichever decision he makes, the pressure is enormous. Liverpool do not forgive weakness, and Anfield memories of humiliation still linger in Chelsea's recent past. For a manager whose ethos is calm and calculated, this is perhaps the ultimate test. A storm of noise, expectation, and the weight of one player's fitness hanging in the balance. Maresca's crazy Chelsea problem, therefore, is not just about Palmer's knock. It's about philosophy meeting reality, ideals colliding with the brutal demands of elite football. Against Liverpool, theory will give way to practice, and the world will see whether Chelsea under Maresca are ready to stand tall, or whether they remain a team still utterly dependent on one extraordinary individual. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Chelsea YouTube channel for more update news.